Hello, everyone. It's your sister Roland, and all I need is a few minutes to talk about this case coming out of Kansas City, Missouri. And it happened on Friday night, which was May 27th of 2022. So, the Missouri State Highway Patrol were initially investigating a carjacking, and they pulled over a black female by the name of Leonna Hale and a male accomplice. And of course, Kansas City Police Department got in on the investigation. And on pulling over, I believe on pulling over the car that they were in, Leonie Hall and the male accomplice, the male ran off. And in initially in whatever was going on, Leonie Hale was shot. And I believe she is in critical but stable condition. But it's alleged that it was the Kansas City Police Department officers that fired their weapons. But when this story first came out, it was said that, according to the witnesses that was there, it was a medical assistant and then there was another lady with her children. According to them, initially, it was said that, she had her hands up, she was unarmed, and she said that she was pregnant, and then they just shot her, which of course did make sense. Yes, we know some of these police, they be doing they be doing some stuff that they don't have no business doing, like they didn't have any training. But some stuff doesn't make sense. That's why, if it doesn't make sense, you wait until you get all of the information before you go report it. But this went viral, of course, because the medical assistant, I believe, her emotions were very high at the time, and she saw the aftermath of what happened, or the beginning, when they actually shot her. And of course, it triggered her because, there's been stuff like that that's been happening between police officers and black people. And so it went viral. It went viral to the fact that she was an unarmed, pregnant black woman. So that went viral, and everybody just went bananas, in a sense. But it recently came out because usually these investigations like this, the complete investigation, it takes time. It may take weeks and months. That's according to the police department. But they didn't take that long because it was really getting out of hand. The stuff that was the narrative that was being pushed on social media. So as you can see in the picture that I have here, that is to my right. To my right, you have Leonie Hall, and she has where the red is marked out. She has a weapon in her hand. You can go on any other media outlet now. You can see her with a weapon in her hand, and that's her to my left. So she actually came out. So the report says that she came out. She allegedly she went in the trunk and get the weapon. They told her to put it down. She didn't. And that's how she ended up getting shot. But whether she went in the truck, whether she came out with it, she actually did have a weapon in her hand. So she was not unarmed. And with the pregnancy, it still have not yet been confirmed if she is pregnant or is not. So we have to wait and see until the full investigation. But the initial investigation, they had to put this out there because it was a lot of stuff being pushed. And one thing this story has, I already knew that, but there are a lot of emotionally unintelligent people that have a platform, and we have to understand, you have to be very careful when you have a platform. When certain stuff like this happen, you already know, the tension and the problems that is between black people and police officers, because of stuff that other police officers have done. So now it's caused like a tension and a conflict, let's say, between the police officers and Black people or minorities. Let's say minorities. So but what we have to understand, we have Black Lives Matter who's supposed to be advocating for cases like this. But if we have something that happens to us, if we get in a car accident, somebody try to rob us, or try to hurt us in any way, we are not going to call Black Lives Matter. I'm not going to go call Patrice Colors. Oh, Patrice Colors, oh my goodness, come help me. My car broke down. Or somebody trying to break into my house. Somebody took this from me. I'm not going to do that. She's not going to, where she is in her community that have the majority of people that don't look at me, she's not going to come and help me. My first instinct is to call the police. So if there is something, there's a tragedy, a case that involves the police, I'm going to wait until I get all of the facts, because sometimes whatever comes out initially is not all of the truth. And sometimes we don't understand certain people that may follow you or see your post or video or whatever. They're not going to go back and see an update. Whatever you put out first, that's what they're going to stick with. Because even with this new information, there are people say they still don't believe the Kansas, even though they have the picture right there. They say they still don't believe the police. So it doesn't matter. And sometimes these stuff have a trickle effect. A person may end up seeing this, and then they may end up going out and hurting a innocent police officer that didn't have anything to do with it. And this is because of the stuff that we have put out there. You never know. That's why you have to be very careful, because you may say, oh, that's not going to happen. But certain things that you put out there, it does have an effect. Whatever you put out there, it does have an effect. Whether you see it, whether you know it, it does have an effect out there. And it's like whenever it's a police involved shooting, that's what is being pushed. That's what goes viral, because those type of cases those type of situations are a money grab for a lot of people. A lot of people make money, whether it's by traffic, whether it's by advocating, whether it's by selling things or whatever. It's a money grab for a lot of people. But we should also have the same energy as there are tragedies. I mean, that atrocious stuff that has involved police and minorities, but not compared. Why don't we have the same energy with all of the young kids? I mean, like this year, I know there are kids that lose their lives in different ways, but it's like this year is like a whole other level. How many kids have lost their lives by different ways? It just doesn't make sense. So yes, we should also advocate for police involved shooting, especially when there was clear wrong on the police side. But we should also advocate for those kids that are losing their lives in Chicago, in Memphis, in Atlanta, in Miami, in the different places where young black kids, young black men are losing their lives, minorities are losing their lives. Why don't we have the same energy then also? Because that's a life lost. But we don't. Like I was watching the documentary. I still have not gotten through this documentary because it's so overwhelming how many young men have lost their life at the hands of each other. When are we gonna hold the parents accountable for not raising their children? When are we gonna hold parents accountable for just leaving their children for grandparents to raise, for relatives to raise? And these children are the ones who are going around committing a lot of stuff against their own race. We have to have the same type of energy, because we are losing our young men and our young women at a rate like no other. But it's when it's a police, and we so emotionally, our emotions are all over the place. As soon as we have something like that, we don't even get all of the facts. We just go run whatever the first narrative is, and then we don't go back when if all of the evidence comes out, or investigation comes out that was contrary to whatever first came out. We don't come back and say, hey, we got it wrong. This is what exactly happened. Some people, they don't care. They know they're wrong, but they gonna say, oh, I don't care. They just covering up. They don't want to admit. That doesn't make any sense. Because I have a lot of police officers, men and women that I love and respect, and that do a great job, that do absolute great job. But sometimes they are put in a bad light because of other bad cops. Of course, we know that. But when a story comes out, we have to wait until we get all of the facts. And when all of the facts comes out, we have to, whoever needs to be commended should be commended. Whoever needs to be held accountable should be held accountable. But in a environment that we're living in now, with all this tension and conflict and stuff like that, we have to be very careful what narrative that we push out there. And we have to wait till we get all of the facts. And then you put the facts out there. But don't push a narrative and then we don't know. Because the two women that, especially the one that videotaped it, their emotions was very high. And it was triggering to see, wow, this lady on the floor, and then you have all these police officers right away. They probably didn't exactly see what led up to the shooting, and then they just put it out there because it was triggering to them. It was triggering. There was a trigger, and then it just went. It just took off from that. Not only we need to have agencies or organizations to advocate for when police involve shootings, but also to when there are other shootings by the hands of people that look like us taking out each other. Some parents are not raising their children, but there are some parents, they do the best that they can, but they have to work 2-3 jobs. They don't have the time to raise their children. Where are those type of organizations that's going to step in? You may not be able to help everybody, but at least one family, you step in, their organization step in, that pick up the kids from school, that help them with homework and stuff like that. That does not go by income, because sometimes those organizations are open to low income. That's a good thing, but there are some people, they make the money, but it disqualifies them for those type of programs. Where are those type of programs that's going to take you, no matter if you need the help, if you are working 2-3 jobs and you're unable to help your children, to pick up your children, to be there, because there are kids that lose their lives just by standing on the bus stop, just by walking the street, get hit by a car, because they're very impatient people that be driving in these streets now. So where are those type of organizations that's going to step in? When there's it was a group of fathers that went into a certain school because there was a lot of stuff that was going on. Where we need more organizations like this. So not only organizations, activists that come out only when there's a police involved shooting, but activists whenever there's a child or a young man or young woman that loses their life. Where are those activists? Where are those people to stand up and call people out, to hold people accountable, all the people that need to be held accountable? That's what we need. It was unfortunate what happened to this young lady, but you allegedly decided to do stuff that you was not supposed to do. And whenever there are consequences to certain decisions that we make, and we don't get to choose the consequence, you can decide to do whatever you want to do. Nobody can stop you to do whatever you want to do, but you don't get to choose the consequences. And then this ride or die mentality a lot of women have, it never works out for you. Because this man ran off, allegedly ran off and left her, and she got hurt. Yeah, he got arrested. He probably got arrested because I think they caught up to him. But she's the one who got shot, because I believe she has a collapsed lung. Your lungs is going to be collapsed. You're going to get in pain for because certain stuff that happened to you, even though you may heal, but you still have that pain. You still have that effect. You still can be triggered. So this ride or die mentality a lot of women have, it never works out for you. It will never work out for you. You can't put other people above yourself, especially in certain circumstances. That's criminal. And even if a story just came out, you want to put the story up there, yeah, you should always, well, some people do that, but some people don't do that. This is a developing story. We don't have all of the facts. This is the initial, these are the initial reports, and we're going to follow up. Please come back for updates. Some people don't even do that. Some places do that. Some platforms do that. Some organizations do that, but some people don't do that. And sometimes those things have a trickle effect. They have a domino effect, and then other people who are innocent, that don't have nothing to do with anything, end up getting hurt because of people pushing narratives and agendas. Anyway, that's all I had to say on this situation. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.